So hi everyone, as usual we have come with a new video lecture. So today we'll be talking about the forces acting on immersed planes. Forces acting on immersed planes. So earlier we have seen that how we can measure the pressure using different kinds of manometers. Say for example, if you have a container like this and the container is filled with a particular liquid, any liquid, and if you take different points, point A, point B, the pressure acting at point A and B are different, so you need to measure what's the pressure. Similarly, if you have a pipe going like this, it's conveying some liquid and you have to measure the pressure acting at some point. So there also you can use some instruments to measure, like manometers or even piezometers. There are even different types of manometers. So you have learned how to measure this. Now what we have to do is we need to understand that we are taking a plane surface. Plane surface means the plane like a sheet of paper or rather a piece of plywood. All are planes. It's quite plain, two-dimensional thing. So if you immerse that inside water or liquid, what will be the pressure acting on it? How to find the pressure force? The pressure is just the intensity of force, isn't it? It's the intensity, and the pressure, when it is acting on an area, it causes a force. Say for example, if you have a container, a large container like this, it's filled with liquid. I don't know what liquid is. So you're taking a plane. So let this be the plane. So for showing the plane, I'm just drawing like this. You can keep the plane like this. Horizontally, you can keep it. You can even keep the plane like this, or even you can keep this at an angle, an inclination. So you can either keep the plane at horizontally like this, or vertically like this, or with an inclination like this. So these are the three different ways in which you can immerse a plane inside the liquid. So each time it will be experiencing different types of pressure, and it will be experiencing different kind of force. So the force that is acting on the plane due to pressure, that is called as the total pressure. So total pressure means, though the name is pressure, it means that it is the total force acting on a plane surface or any surface because of the pressure, liquid pressure. So it is actually total pressure. Though the name it is saying it is pressure, it is actually not a pressure. It is the force due to the pressure. So we all know that the pressure is nothing, force by area mathematically. So you know that force will be pressure multiplied by area. So this thing you know. So to find the force, what you have to do is you need to first find the pressure. That pressure has to be multiplied by the area. If this is the area of the plane, you have to multiply it by the area to get the total pressure. So that's the force. So total pressure is nothing but it's a force. So the unit will be Newton. Now there are different conditions like this. So if I say this is a free water surface or free liquid surface, and you are keeping your plane horizontally like this. You kept it horizontally. And this is at a depth of h. It is at a depth of h. So this is, I am keeping the plane in a horizontal manner. So it will be, so I am taking different points. Say for example, I am taking different points. I am taking a point A, point B, and point C. All these 3 points are at the same distance from the free liquid surface. All are at a distance of h from, or depth of h from the free surface. The pressure acting at the point A, PA, will be equal to gamma times h. We know this equation. Pressure acting at B will also be gamma times h, and pressure acting at C also will be gamma times h. So at each point the pressure acting is same. So if I draw the pressure force, the pressure acting is gamma h, the pressure acting is gamma h, pressure acting is gamma h. So this is how the pressure distribution will be looking like. The pressure distribution will be uniform. It means that in every point, at all point, all are at the same horizontal level. So at all point the pressure acting will be, this magnitude will be gamma times h. Now how to find the force there? If you know the pressure, how to find the force? The pressure is nothing but gamma into h. And assume that the area of this plane is A. The area is A. So how to find the total pressure F? Total pressure is nothing but pressure multiplied by area. The pressure, it is gamma h. So gamma h into area is the answer. So F is equal to gamma h into area. This is the equation. So when your plane surface is horizontally kept inside any liquid, the total pressure acting on that point will be equal to gamma into h into A, where h is the depth of the plane from the free surface, A is the cross-sectional area. Now, I would like to introduce something called as the center of gravity. You all know that what you mean by center of gravity. We all know what this point is, center of gravity. It is the point at which the entire gravitational force is assumed to be concentrating. So, just say for example, if you have a symmetrical object like this, the center of gravity will be at the center itself. So, that is its center of gravity. Now, if this is the free water surface as considered earlier, and this is the depth of the plane surface from the free surface, and what is the depth of the center of gravity from the free surface, the center of gravity, and I am representing that distance as h bar. So I repeat, h bar is the depth of center of gravity from the free surface, that is at how much depth the center of gravity is there from the free water surface, that is h dash. In this condition, h dash and h are same, isn't it? Because both are same, because it is kept horizontally, so both will be same. So your h will be equal to h dash. So if I substitute that in this equation, I can write your force is equal to gamma into h dash into A. So this is the general equation to find the total pressure. So in order to find the total pressure, the equation is F is equal to gamma into h bar into A, where gamma is the weight density, h bar is the depth of center of gravity from the free liquid surface, A is the area, surface area. Now if I check the next condition, that means I have the same free liquid surface, but now what I am doing is I am keeping the plane surface vertical like this. So I am keeping it like this, vertical like this. So the topmost point is at a depth of h1 from the free liquid surface, and the bottommost point is at a depth of h2 from the free liquid surface. So both are at different points. So now I can say that I'm taking different points just like earlier, point A, point B and point C. Here also we know the pressure acting at different point. At point A, the pressure acting will be gamma times h1. This is the equation. At point C or at point C, the height is depth of water is h2, so the pressure acting will be gamma h2. Which will be greater? Gamma will be constant, h1 and h2. h2 is greater, so h2, the pressure acting at the point C will be greater, pressure acting at point A will be lesser. So if I draw the pressure distribution, here you have a very large pressure, here you have a small pressure. Always remember that your pressure will be acting perpendicular to the surface. Always remember this. Always it is perpendicular. Earlier if you check, you can see that your plane was like this and the pressure was acting like this. So it is always acting perpendicular. Here also it is acting perpendicular. So it is varying uniformly. There it was uniform throughout. It is constant throughout. Here what happens along the plane, if you take, it is varying uniformly. Linearly it is varying. So if I am traveling from top point to bottom point, it is increasing uniformly. If I am traveling from bottom to top point, it is decreasing uniformly. So this is how it is varying. So the ordinates, here it is gamma into h2, and here the ordinate is gamma in this value. From here to here the value is gamma h1, from here to here the value is gamma h2. In between you can find. Now here also, if you assume that this plane is a symmetrical plane, the center of gravity will be at the center point, So we know that the center of gravity will be at a depth of something called as h bar from the free liquid surface. So this is the free liquid surface. The center of gravity will be at a depth of h bar from the free liquid surface. Here also what happens is, if the pressure at different points are different. So to find the total pressure, you can use the same equation, gamma into h bar into A. So here also you can use the same equation. Now if I take you back to the previous thing, so you have got something like this. This was the pressure distribution when you have kept the plane horizontally. So this is the uniform distribution of pressure. So where will be the resultant of this pressure acting, the resultant of the pressure acting? So I need to find the resultant of the pressure. So since this pressure distributions you have learned in your engineering mechanics itself, so if you have a uniform distribution like this, the resultant will be passing through the exact center. So let's assume that this is your resultant. The resultant is passing through this point at the exact center, and this resultant is nothing but your total pressure. Your resultant is nothing but your total pressure, which is gamma into h bar by A, and it will be passing through a point, and that point is called as center of pressure, CP, center of pressure. See, your gravitational force is assumed to be passing through center of gravity. Your mass is assumed to be concentrating on center of mass. Similarly, the total pressure means the force due to pressure. So that will be passing through a point which is called as center of pressure, and the depth of center of pressure from the free water surface, the free liquid surface, is represented as H star. So I repeat, center of pressure is the point through which your total pressure is acting, and that is at a depth of H star. So if you check H bar and H star, what about H star? This H star will also be same because it is kept horizontally. So when the surface or when the plane is kept horizontally, what I can say is that your H is equal to H bar is equal to H star. So what is H bar? It is the depth of center of gravity from free surface. What is H star? It is the depth of center of pressure from the free liquid surface. So similarly, if you take this, so what happens here? You have your H bar. Now you have to find the center of pressure. See this distribution. This is not at all uniform. It is varying. It is increasing towards the bottom. So what happens to the resultant? Will resultant be at the center, or will it be towards the top, or will it be towards the bottom? Because you can know that it is varying. So it is more toward, the force is more towards the bottom portion. So what happens? Your resultant also will get shift downwards. So the resultant will be acting somewhere downwards, which is not along this line at the center. It will be acting here. So that is your total pressure, which is given by gamma into H bar into A. And the point where this is acting, it is called as the center of pressure. So your resultant will be passing through a point, and that point is center of pressure, and that depth we will be representing it as H star. Now there's an equation to find the value for H star. So when it is kept vertically, the equation to find H star is equal to H bar plus I GG by A H star. I'll explain each term what it is. So H star is the depth of center of pressure from the free water surface. H dash is the depth of center of gravity from the free water surface, and IgG is the moment of inertia. You might have learned in your engineering mechanics, moment of inertia through the center of gravity. Through the center of gravity. Say for example, if I am taking a plane like this, so I am keeping the plane like this. This is your free water surface. This is your center of gravity. So through the center of gravity, you have got two lines passing. So you have got XX and you have got IYY, whatever it is. So you have got both these things. So what happens is, if I draw in different angle, see, this is how you have a plane like this. You are keeping a plane like this. So this is your point. That is your center of gravity. That's your center of gravity. The center of gravity, you have got this going. That is, let it be IXX, and let this be IYY. So you have got the axis YY going through the center of gravity and XX going through the center of gravity. This is your free liquid surface. Which among these two axes is parallel to the liquid surface? So your liquid surface is like this, and this YY is perpendicular to the liquid surface, and your XX is parallel to the liquid surface. So if I take both xx and yy, xx is the axis which is parallel to the free water surface. So I need to find the moment of inertia through the center of gravity and parallel to the free liquid surface. So this is the condition for finding Ixx. So if you need to find Igg is nothing but Ixx. So what it means by Ixx is it has to be the moment of inertia which is passing through the center of gravity. At the same time it should be parallel to the free liquid surface. That is how you find H star, the distance of center of pressure from the free liquid surface. So you have to learn the derivation also for this. You can refer any standard textbook that I have given. So you'll be understanding how to derive the equation for H star. Now coming to the third type of plane. So you can keep the plane at an angle like this. Okay, this is your plane which is immersed in the liquid. This is the free liquid surface and your plane is at an inclination. It's not horizontal, neither vertical. It is at an inclination. Let this angle be theta. This is the angle theta. This angle is theta. This is how it is there. So there are different points. So I'll be marking this point is at a depth of h1 and this point is at a depth of h2 from the liquid surface. So let this point be point A, this point be point B. So we know pressure acting at point A is equal to gamma into HA and pressure or either H1 and pressure acting at point B is equal to gamma into H2. Both are different. The pressure acting at point B will be greater since H2 is small. So how the pressure will be acting? Will it be, if this is your surface, I've already told you that always the pressure will be acting perpendicular to the surface. So your pressure will be acting like this. Here the pressure will be less. So here also the pressure variation is like this. It's a trapezoidal variation. It is uniformly varying, linearly varying in fact, uniformly or linearly varying. So this value, the ordinate here or rather this axis will be gamma into H1 and this will be gamma into H2. So here also if you check, this is assumed to be what? Symmetrical. So it will be having center of gravity somewhere at the center and the depth of the center of gravity from the free liquid surface is h bar. We know it. Now if you take this distribution, the force distribution, it is not at all symmetrical. It is more towards this side, left side. So what happens? The resultant also will be towards the left side. So just assume that this is your resultant. That resultant is nothing but the total pressure. So you know the equation to find total pressure. Total pressure is nothing but gamma into h bar into A. So this is the general equation to find the total pressure. So F is equal to gamma into h bar into A. That's the general equation. So this will be acting at a point and that point is called as the center of pressure. And that center of pressure will be at a depth which is called as H star from the free liquid surface. So from the free liquid surface that is at a depth of H star. So if you check the H bar and H star, if you check, always remember your H star will be more than H bar. It means that your center of pressure will be below center of gravity. That's a concept that you have to understand. Your center of pressure will be below center of gravity. Earlier also if you check, you have seen it. It was below the center of pressure. See. The center of pressure is below center of gravity. Only when in the case of horizontal plane, it was both the same. Both were at the same location. In all other case, your center of pressure will be below center of gravity. That also you have to keep in mind. So here also what I need to say is that the equation for total pressure is same. Gamma into h bar into A. No change. But to find the center of pressure, the location where center of pressure, it is nothing but h bar plus Igg by Ah bar. We have seen this, but you have one more term which is nothing but sine square theta. It is sine square theta. The theta is the angle, this angle, the angle which it is making with the free liquid surface. So theta is the angle which the plane makes with the free liquid surface. See, sometimes for example, they will be giving the angle with the vertical. If this is your vertical line, they'll be giving you this angle, but that is not theta. Theta is nothing but the angle which it is making with the horizontal. So this is the general equation to find the force and the center of pressure. See, if theta is equal to 90 degree, what happens if theta is equal to 90 degree? See, this has become 90 degree. So 90 degree means what happens? This plane has become vertical. So when it has become vertical, the theta value is 90 degree. When theta value is 90 degree, sin 90 is equal to 1. So this becomes 1. This equation. This is the equation for vertical plane. Now what if the theta is equal to 0? Just assume this is your theta. Theta is equal to 0. So when theta is equal to 0, your surface has become what? Horizontal. So for horizontal, theta is equal to 0. So if you substitute 0, what happens? This term cancels because sine 0 is equal to 0. So your answer will be h star is equal to h. This we already have seen. So this is how you find the total pressure and the center of pressure for immersed planes.